Hello, I'm Sonny Jimenez, and I'm going to talk to you about the buying process of buying real estate. And I'm with TexasRealtyPros.com. I'm a real estate broker for the last few years. I've been practicing real estate for the last 7 years. I've mentored realtors and I trained realtors here in Houston, Texas. So I want to talk to you about the buying process. And you could find this process and this video on TexasRealtyPros.com and right here under self-education, realty self-education, and buying process. I'm going to go here, scroll down, finding the right homes, just the beginning, blah, blah, blah. Let's go through the market here. Alright, let's go through this flow chart. Consult with an agent to analyze your wants and needs. This is one of the most important steps for you to talk with an agent and for that agent to sit down with you and define your needs. And he needs to talk to you for a while because we have a database, a large database that we can search with tools that you don't have access to. And what we need from you is all the information about the property how does it look, how many stories, how many years has it, how old is the house? What is it made out of? Brick, stone, stucco? The flooring, is it wood, slate, stone? How high are the ceilings? What direction is it facing? Like, is it facing east, west, north, or south? How about the positioning of the house? Is it positioned in the cul-de-sac? How about schools, middle school, high school? What zone is it? What school is it zoned to? How many stories it is? How many days it's been on the market. It goes on and on and on. Bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, of course, all that good stuff as the main points. But you could search that. That's pretty easy. But we have access to a very, very deep system that allows us to really filter down to your needs. So it's very important for you to sit down with the real estate agent who knows what they're doing. Because just think about it. You could be going in a car and viewing properties all day long, and I've had this done years ago. I used to take them out in the car, look at some houses, and they really didn't want to sit in front of a computer and look. They're like, no, I want to see it in person. Well, guess what? We just wasted a couple of days, and next thing you know, I had to bring them back and revamp and talk with them, and sure enough, I got their needs down. And we got in the system, we narrowed it down to 10 houses, and then 5, then 2, and then to 1. And we close on it. Okay, of course you need to, as soon as you get with an agent, analyze your needs. He needs to establish a game plan with the agent. How many days, when are we going to look at homes? Actually, he can set up a system with the criteria that you set up where the multiple listing service known as MLS, and here in Houston it's HAR, it will automatically alert you of houses that fit that criteria. So, for instance, if you're looking for a $250,000 house, and today a house out there is $255,000. Well, tomorrow it changes. The homeowner calls and says, "I want to change the price to $249." Well, guess what? Now that house fits that criteria along with your other criteria that you set. So it automatically send you an email alert saying, hey, this house is now a part of your criteria. I want you to take a look at it. Which is, that's very, very helpful. It also emailed the agent as well to let him know that, hey, there's another house that fits that criteria for that client, and you need to talk with that client. Okay, of course, that agent needs to send you to a mortgage broker, or if you deal with a bank like Chase, Bank of America, if you have a relationship with a banker, that's fantastic. Market education, viewing properties, selecting a home, writing an offer, acceptance of a contract, and of course you're going to go back and forth in negotiations. I don't agree with some buyers when they go real low, because you can actually offend some homeowners. Of course, I'm going to do my research, and of course I would do my research on the property, looking at the values, not the tax values, because that's very, very misleading. Because, for instance, I can dispute those values as a homeowner and get them lowered. What you need to be looking at is market value. Looking at the last 6 months of the same square footage in the same vicinity. That's what we need to be looking at. The sold properties. And that's what an appraiser will be looking at as well. And a bank. So That's what's important. They don't care about the tax values. Okay. So now when you write up a contract, you need to make sure that your agent knows what he's doing and he has exit clauses out of the contract, and which is actually called a option period. That's one way out of a contract. Another one is a third party financing addendum condition of the loan. But there's actually various ways of you to get out of the contract just for any reason. But the agent needs to know what he's doing. It's very, very important, because you can get stuck with the house. This is not a game. You can get sued. You're writing a contract, a binding contract. So if you're binded, guess what? The homeowner could say, hey, you wasted my time. I want $10,000 for my time, or $5,000, which is really rare. It's usually like $1,000 or something, or they may keep your earnest money. But a real estate agent is here to protect you. He's here to look after your best interests. That's another thing. Let's just clarify that right now. Whenever you call an agency, like you see a sign in a house that you like, a lot of times people will call that sign and say, hey, I see your house for sale. Are you the agent? That agent's responsibility is to get as much money from you as possible. His contract is with the seller of the house, the owner of the house. It's his duty, it's called fiduciary responsibility, to get as much money as possible from you. He is not your friend. He is not working out for you. He's not looking out for you. He's looking after the person that hired him. So, hire a real estate agent. It's free to you. It's absolutely free to you. In the contract, when the seller signed up a listing agent, the seller says, hey, I'll give you 3% and I'll give the other agent 3%. However, if you were to work both sides of the transaction, buyer and seller, I will pay you 6%. Because guess what? He's trying to get as much money as possible from you. He's looking after the interest after the seller. So use a real estate agent. It's free. It's absolutely free. Okay. Now, besides that, when you get into a contract, you get in negotiations, the exit clauses are written, you will send a $500 earnest money check, a cashier's check, to a title company. The title company is usually some lawyers who really don't care about you, do not care about the seller, do not care about the realtors. What they're worried about is the title. They're the person that's going to insure the title just in case. Let's say, for instance, you're buying this house. Well, the homeowner had a builder come out and maybe put a deck out. It cost $10,000. Well, guess what? For some odd reason, they're having a dispute. He doesn't want to pay the $10,000. The builder, construction person, puts a $10,000 lien on the property. Well, the title company will discover that lien. It's their job to clear all liens. Whenever the buyer buys that house better be free and clear, and that's what a title company does. It insures the title, which is usually about 1%, and the seller pays for it if you have a realtor that knows what he's doing. Okay, so let's move on from there. Of course, you need to get an inspector. Hire an inspector. Your real estate agent should have a good list of inspectors to check out. Make sure that he's licensed. Review the inspection report. Sit with the inspector on the last hour. Don't go in the beginning because he needs to do his job. It takes about 4 hours. You tell the inspector, hey, when you're almost done, call me and I'll come out there. What you need to do is he's going to tell you stuff that may not be wrong with the property like right now, but the next 5 years or 10 years, you may need to check it out. It may be something small, or hey, there's a little drainage here that's coming down the street, might interfere with your drainage, blah, blah, blah. But it's pretty important, and it's free. You're going to pay the inspector like $300, $350. So you review the inspection, and your realtor should take a look at the inspection, and it should have a pass, or warning on the inspection. But it's always important for you to take a look at the inspection. It's your responsibility. And if you find things wrong, you go back, you go back and tell the seller, hey, your AC unit's about to go out, I need that fixed, or I need to replace it, or give me an allowance. Okay, so now we get the inspections. Let's come back over here. Receive escrow, title preliminary report, arrange homeowners insurance is easy. Homeowners insurance usually about 1% or less, 0.5 to 1% or less of the total value of the home. So if it's $150,000, maybe $750 to $1,500 a year that will be escrowed into your monthly payment. Escrow means it just divided by 12. Okay, let's go over here to the mortgage application. I like to start this mortgage application not here. I like to do that way. I like to move this over here because you need to be able to know exactly what your buying power is. You do not want to be looking at properties that you do not qualify for. Yeah, believe me, $200,000 to $300,000 sounds close, but it's not, and it's totally different from $200,000 to $300,000. Excuse me, and so you want to be looking. You wanted to get that taken care of immediately. You want to get your pre-approval. You want to get all your stuff. You want to get your taxes, W-2s, and all that stuff to your mortgage or Chase Bank or whoever you're dealing with the bank. The mortgage people will handle this part, where the balance of the payment goes, and sending it, wiring it to the title company, and of course you need to transfer. That's little stuff, transferring the utilities over. But I think the most important thing is understanding who represents you. That's one of the most important things to know. Who's looking after your best interest? And that should be a realtor that you hire. If you don't hire us, that's fine. Hire somebody who knows what they're doing. Talk with them. Do not just use your friend that is a friend of the family. You need to ask them how many years experience you have. This is not he can get in trouble and you can get in trouble. You can lose money. I mean, I know $500 to $1,000 may not be a lot to some people, but guess what? You could have went out with that money. So you want to know what you're doing. You want to make sure that he knows what he's doing, and you might want to even check if you're in Texas. Check on TREC, TREC. You Google that, and you'll take it to Texas Real Estate Commission, and just type his name in. Make sure he doesn't have any complaints, and you can also review his education requirements, how long he's been a realtor, and all that good stuff. So. And also, you need to make sure you have exit clauses out of the contract. That's what you need to get out of here. You need to make sure that you do some inspections and all that good stuff. And, of course, if you have any questions at all, feel free to give me a call, 713-320-0122. I'm working day and night, 7 days a week. You can also email me, TexasRealtyPros, Pros, @gmail.com. Once again, I'm Sonny Jimenez with TexasRealtyPros.com. I hope you enjoyed this session on the buying process, and you have a good evening. Thank you very much. Switch over here and stop recording.